Hi and welcome back to BookTube with Amy. Today we are going to be discussing my reading plans for 2024. So just before I sort of go into what my reading plans are going to be for 2024, I thought I'd talk a wee bit about my plans for the channel in 2024, which are, I don't really know. I am obviously on maternity leave at the moment from work, and we're waiting on our wee baby to arrive at any given moment. So I'm going to take a break, obviously, when she comes, because I have never had a baby before. It is my first, and I will probably need to adjust to there being a tiny screaming pooping human who needs every bit of attention and the lack of sleep that is going to come with that also. And so I am not going to put any pressure on myself to be making any content, especially within like the first few months of her being born. I had said previously that I was going to take a hiatus maybe until around April, and just see how we went for there. If I am feeling alright, I'll maybe come back a bit earlier. You know, a lot of things are going to depend on her and her wee personality and how well she sleeps, etc. And so I can't really make plans at the moment, but I'm certainly not going to prioritise this. Soz guys, but I'm sure you can imagine I will be prioritising family and the baby and just, you know, learning to survive in my new normal. And so I might take a break until April. I might be back a wee bit sooner, but I will be back. I'm not being too harsh with the reading goals that I'm setting myself for 2024, because I am not really sure how much time I'm going to have to read, and I don't really know what I'm going to be able to fit in. The good thing with me is that I do like an audiobook, and so I can maybe fit audiobooks in during the day still while I'm like doing bits and bobs. But I really don't know, and I just don't know how I'm going to feel about things, and so I don't know if I'm going to have the concentration to sit down and read. So I've set myself the goal of reading a measly 50 books in 2024, which I actually feel is no a bad goal considering, like, I think that 50 is still quite a substantial number, and you know, if I'm reading a book a week or whatever, then I'll hit that, and I think that is pretty achievable for me. So that's my overall goal. In terms of the stats that I track, I am going to track all the same metrics that I tracked last year. However, I'm not setting myself goals with anything. Last year I had it like I wanted to read X% of female authors, X% of BAME authors, X% of queer authors. I'm not going to do that for this year. I'm just going to give myself a pass to read whatever I want to read when I want to read it, and be a wee bit more freeform and mood ready, because I didn't want to feel pressure to pick up a particular book, especially if I'm knackered and just not really feeling it. I want to be able to just pick up whatever I want to pick up and have it be a wee comfort and a wee bit of an escape for me. So I'm not going to do that. However, I'm still going to track all the same metrics, just because it's interesting for me really to see what I will naturally gravitate towards. And I'm not going to do a self-destruct challenge for 2024, because I feel like that is just cruel of me to myself, and I'm not going to do that. However, I am still going to be hosting my Fiction Addiction book club that I host with Ange from Ange over at Angie's Bookish Chatter, who you all know as my bookish bestie. So we have set out on the Discord the 6 books that we are going to read for the year. We did 12 last year, and it was just a lot to try and fit in, as well as trying to do 12 live shows. So we've dropped it to 6 this year in the hope that it'll be a wee bit easier to squeeze in, and also maybe give some people a wee bit more opportunity to pick up some of the books that we're reading. I feel like the engagement last year with the book club was really strong in the beginning, and then it sort of petered off a wee bit and people weren't really getting involved in the same, and I appreciate there is like a plethora of book clubs out there, but we thought if we maybe drop it down to the 6, more people will get involved. So I'd like to talk you through the 6 books that we have picked for the year. So the first one is going to be Duck Feet by Eli Percy. And I have that right here because I have already started this one. So this is one that was up for reading last year, but by the time we got around to announcing it as our book club pick, the book was actually out of print and people couldn't get it. It has since had a reprint, so it is available again. And if anybody is interested in this and you can get a copy local to you, it is a Scottish book. It is set where I live in East Renfrewshire, and if anybody can get a copy local to them, I've already said in the Discord I am more than happy to jump to my local Waterstones, pick up a few copies and post them out to people if it is something that you're really interested in reading. So this says, set in the mid-noughties in Renfrew and Paisley, Duck Feet is a relatable, quirky and sometimes heart-wrenching coming-of-age novel, an authentic portrait of grown-up and working-class Scotland. Follow the story of 12-year-old Kirsty Campbell and her friends as they navigate life from 1st to 6th year at Renfrew Grammar School. In this celebration of youth in an ever-changing world, witness the hard-hitting challenges they face, such as drugs, bullying, sexuality and teenage pregnancy, through a warm narrative of friendship, love and humour. This is a relatable and accessible portrait of figuring out who you are and diving into the currents of life, and most of all, finding hope. Sounds like an excellent read. I'm only a wee bit in, so I didn't want to say too much so far. It is definitely written how I talk though. So like, if you're somebody who is watching this who sometimes struggles with my dialect, then you might struggle with this. It is written exactly how I talk. Me and Ange are always trying to push stories by working class authors about their working class backgrounds. It's the same background me and Ange are from, and it's something that we really care about being spoken about. So I think this will be a phenomenal read. So this is January and February's pick. Then for March and April we have The Time Shelter by Georgie Josh Pinadoff, and so this is in Time Shelter, an enigmatic flaneur named Gustine opens a clinic for the past that offers a promising treatment for Alzheimer's sufferers. Each floor reproduces a decade in minute-by-minute detail, transporting patients back in time. But as the rooms become more convincing, an increasing number of healthy people seek out the clinic as a time shelter, hoping to escape from the horrors of our present. A development that results in an unexpected conundrum when the past begins to invade with the present. So this is a translated novel as well, but I just think that sounds like such an interesting concept and could be a bit dystopian-y maybe. Certainly a bit darker than our usual picks, but I think could be a really brilliant read. So for May and June we're going to read Ginger and Me by Elisa Suave. And so this is, Wendy is lonely, misunderstood but coping. After her mum dies, all she wants to do is drive the 255 bus around Uddingston with regulars on board. Remember to buy milk when it runs out and just be okay. But with the encouragement of her social worker, Wendy is ready to step out of her comfort zone and meet new people. Although as her carefully planned routine begins to change, Wendy wonders if things were easier before she met her new best friend, Ginger. Because Ginger is hiding something and it's about to get them both into a lot of trouble. So I feel like this could be like part literary fiction with like maybe a wee thriller-y element. But again, sounds like a really interesting read. It's a book that's been on me and Angie's radar, so excited to get to it. And then July, August, we're going to read Really Good Actually by Monica Heisey. And so this is, Maggie's marriage has ended just 608 days after it started, but she's fine. She's doing really good actually. Sure, she's alone for the first time in her life, can't afford her rent and her obscure PhD is going nowhere, but at the age of 29, Maggie is determined to embrace her new status as a surprisingly young divorcee. Soon she's taking up the sadness hobbies, getting back out there, sex-wise and oversharing in the group chat, as Maggie throws herself headlong into the chaos of her first year of divorce. She finds herself questioning everything, including, why do we still get married? Did I fail before I even got started? How many 4 AM delivery burgers do I need until I'm happy? Laugh out loud funny, razor sharp and painfully relatable, Really Good Actually is an irresistible debut novel about the uncertainties of modern love, friendship and happiness from a stunning new voice in fiction. So really excited to pick up this one. I know I'd say it's like in a previous video that I don't really like books when they are labelled as funny, but I feel like this is dark funny, and so will be right up my street. I actually managed to get a lovely Waterstones exclusive edition of this, so it is so lovely underneath it, and it is also signed. Very, very lucky. Sometimes it's just lucky the draw when you go into a Waterstones, eh? Like, they'll have like the nicest editions on sale. And then we're going to read Neon Roses by Rachel Dawson. I am so excited for this book. This is one of the ones that I picked up when me and Simon were down in London for my birthday last year, and I just can't wait to read it. It's 1984 in a valley in South Wales. The miner strike is ravaging our community. Our sister swanned off with a Thatcherite policeman, and our boyfriend Lloyd keeps bringing up marriage, and if they play 99 Red Balloons on the radio one more time, she might lose her mind. Then the fundraising group Lesbians and Gays Support the Miners comes down from London, and she meets June. A snaggletooth blonde in a too big leather jacket, suddenly aliened, isn't stuck anymore. She's in freefall. June's an artist and an activist living in a squat in Camden. With June, Elnyd can imagine a completely different life for herself, but her family struggles with the strike, and her relationship with her sister deteriorates. How should she leave it all behind? From the valleys to the nightclubs of Cardiff, London and Manchester, Neon Roses is a heartwarming, funny and a little bit filthy queer coming-of-age story with a cracking 80s soundtrack. I feel like this is just like a perfect book for me and Angie's book club, to be honest. Like, it's a bit queer, it's a bit working class, it's a bit 80s. Like, I feel like these are all the things we love. So we're going to read this one. And then our last book of the year, if I can pick it up, is going to be The Swimmers by Chloe Lane. So, when an affair ends badly and takes her career down with it, 26-year-old Erin leaves Auckland to spend the weekend with her aunt and uncle and terminally ill mother at their suburban family home. On arrival, she learns that her mother has decided to take matters into her own hands and end her life the following Tuesday. Tasked with fulfilling her mother's final wishes, Erin finds herself navigating an eccentric neighbourhood and her complicated family of former competitive swimmers. She must summon the strength she would normally find in the water as she prepares to lose the fiery independent woman who raised her alone. That just sounds great. I think it's going to be one of these ones where it's really impactful and the characters are like the most important thing about the book, and I really love wee books like that. But there are 6 book club picks for the year. If you fancy any of them, I will leave the link to our Discord linked in the description box down below. Please come and join us. For all, I will be taking a wee bit of a hiatus for BookTube for a bit while we have the baby. I am active in Discord, so come hang out, join us, it'll be fun. Another Discord I'm going to plug to you right now is the Charlene Harris Discord that me and Ange have been running. So we started off reading all the Suki Stackhouse books, and then last year we read all of the Aurora Teagarden books. This year we are going to read the Midnight Texas books. So there's only 3 of those, and again we're going to split them up over the 2 months each. So this should take us up to June. So there's Midnight Crossroads, Night Shift and Day Shift, and these are back to a good old paranormal fun mystery time. So if you fancy reading these 3 books with us, again I'll leave the link to the Discord down below. We're joined with a great group of people who read them with us and are enjoying working their way through Charlene Harris's back catalogue with us, so come and hang out, have a wee bit of a chat there. So then lastly then, just to go over my seriously need to finish this challenge for 2024, and I will try and whiz through this as quickly as possible. I do want to read the next book in the Wheel of Time series, The Great Hunt, next year, and do a series of Talking Trollocs with Simon, so that is on there. I want to read You for You and You Only, the new book by Caroline Kepnes. I want to finish the Alchemist series by Michael Scott by reading The Warlock and the Enchantress. I want to read the next book in the Deepwood Witches series. I don't know why I'm pointing to there like as if you will even see it, and it probably isn't even there anymore. Oh no, they still are. I was going to say we did like a big reshuffle to feed in all the Christmas books recently, so wasn't sure if you would see it, but I want to read the 3rd one in that. However, I need to buy the 3rd one in order to read it, and I am planning to be on a bit of a book buying ban, so we'll see. I plan to read Heartstopper Volume 6 whenever that is released. I plan to read the next 2 books in the Wolf Creek series by TJ Klune. So the next one out is in, it's either the end of February or March. I can't remember, but I know it's either February or March, and I believe the last one will be out at the end of the year. So I plan to read the next 2 of those. I would like to read Lord Olympus Volume 5 and Volume 6. I would like to continue the Meet Your Baker series by Ellie Alexander. I have popped down book 10, but I will probably read more than that. I'm going to slide them in as wee comfort reads whenever I fancy reading them, to be honest. So I don't know how many of them I will read. I might read up until she has written them, because they are still currently ongoing. We will see. But I've popped down one for now. I am going to read the Midnight Texas series, obviously, we have just discussed this, so I'm going to read the full 3 books in that. I am going to continue with the Merciless series by Daniel Vega and read the next 3. I would like to pick up the next Before the Coffee Gets Cold book. I have the second one on my shelf, and so I would like to get to that at some point this year as well, because I think that'll just be a lovely wee uplifting read. Maybe if there's, you know, a tough week where I'm not feeling myself, that'll be the perfect wee book just to pick up and perk me up a bit, because I really loved the first one. I would like to read the Diviner series by Libba Bray, all 4 books. I would like to read the Summer I Turned Pretty series by Jenny Han, and I would like to read 3 of those. I would like to read the Vampire's Assistant series by Darren Shan. I have the box set on my shelves. There are 12 books in that series, however they are middle grade, so they are short, and I think I could probably fly through them quite quickly with them being middle grades. So I think I would like to start those when I finish The Alchemist by Michael Scott, because that's like my current middle grade series that I have on the go. And again, I think that these would just be good wee ones to pick up and dive in and out of. I don't think that they will be particularly heavy with them being middle grades, but engaging enough for me to be interested. I would like to read the Practical Magic books by Alice Hoffman. I have the 4 of these on my shelf. I would like to read all 4. I would like to read the Priory of the Orange Tree books. I have the 2 of them, Day of Fallen Night and Priory of the Orange Tree, and they are chonky boys, but I also have the audio books for the 2 of those, so I feel like I would maybe be able to slip them in next year, potentially. I would like to read the next Satan's Burnouts Must Die book by David Sodergren, but it is not released yet, so it is on the list just as a reminder. I would like to read the first 2 books in Richard Osman's Thursday Murder Club series. I have the first 2 on my shelf, and I would like to read them to decide if it is a series I will actually enjoy or not, or if I'm just going to stop collecting them here. And then lastly, I would like to read Incendiary and Illusionary by Zordina Cordova. I can't really read that for this far away, but I would like to read that duology as well. I just got the second part of that for my Christmas this year, and I'd been thinking about purchasing it for myself so that I could get it read, because I think it's nice to slip some duologies in amongst the bigger series, because then I feel like I'm actually making some progress. But those are all of my reading plans for 2024. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books. Please let me know if you're interested in joining any of the read-alongs or the book clubs that I am hosting. I would be more than happy to have you, and hopefully you're enjoying everything that you're reading at the moment. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!